thought into
Yeah.
that. No, but we can.
I would like to.
Time coming. I like barbecues.
I
Yeah.
I actually like the idea of like making some renewals amongst each other in here collectively and on a more like small group or person to person thing.
Yeah.
Um I think it's really important. I think that sometimes we don't like re-spark that thing and kind of can forget what we really appreciate about each other and about, you know, everything, losing sight of the bigger thing here. I like the idea of making those little holidays like with each other though.
I do too.
Little friend holiday. Appreciating that friendship, appreciating our community.
Alright, we live.
And
We live?
through there.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay, so now that we got that technical difficulty resolved, that brings us to the next chapter about homosexuality. So this chapter in the book speaks to homosexuality in reference to these people being gatekeepers. And Kendra and I, when we were discussing what we'd like to present from this chapter, we thought it was really important to realize like the definitions and connotations in the spiritual side of things in the village and in our Western world. And so when we talk about like the word homosexuality over here, often there's like a taboo connotation. It's a you know, it's not necessarily like a most positive thing, right? Like some people are looking at it like that's wrong. Some people are just looking at it like, oh, it's touchy, you know?
Yeah.
But when we hear the word gatekeeper, we think somebody of importance. There's
There
value.
you
That
go.
connotation's like really different.
Yes.
So in the village, when they are looking at like a lesbian or homosexual man as being a gatekeeper instead, the language that we're using changes the whole narrative.
It does.
It changes everything.
Everything.
And I just wanted to throw in there that that's one of the biggest things that I appreciated from the book in general is how the language that's chosen for some of the things that we already experience has changed the way that we're talking about it, the way we're perceiving it, and like what we're taking from it going forward. So I think Kendra, you had some examples for the gatekeeper thing that I missed all the movies. I didn't see any movies, guys.
I was trying to give reference to how, you know, in movies, they're always going to show you some truths. So I was relating it to a lot of them are the sci-fi-ish type movies in the first place. And the gatekeeper or the one who is who's homosexual, it's usually a man that has feminine tendencies, right? But it's still the balance of both of the energies. Now, Sandy said American